Welcome to Reading the Room, where we explore the intersection of creativity and intuition. Hosted by Michael Frontier, a clairvoyant and architect of the soul, and his co-host, comedian Bente and Englestoft. Each week, we invite artists of all disciplines to pull back the curtain on the how and why of their craft. This is a sanctuary for creators, a place to bridge the gap between your work and your gut. So settle in, take a breath, and relax. Let's read the room.
Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Reading the Room with Michael Frontier. As you all very well know, my co-host, Bente.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Look at that. Easy and simple.
How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I know that technically we shouldn't talk about seasonal things, but
Yeah,
it's a holiday week and I'm very excited for that.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you staying home?
We're staying home. Yes. You know what? We actually decided when we moved out to California that we would not be traveling for the holidays.
God bless.
And it really was intentional. And, you know, I have a family of a lot of stylists who they're very busy between now and Christmas. And so, you know, they're all self-employed and they're cranking. And so I figured I would just wait until January. It's a little cooler in
Yes.
Chicago, but it doesn't bother me. And
Yeah.
everybody will be rested and we'll have a good visit then. And it's my contribution to minimizing the chaos at the airports between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I
So,
couldn't agree with this plan more. I too said this year I shan't be traveling. Last year we just drove up to Northern California for Thanksgiving. It took us 13 hours to get home.
Wow.
And yes, traffic, but also like having to stop every few hours to
Sure.
charge our car. And when you pull up to the station and there was an hour-long line of cars waiting to charge.
Wow.
So I said, never again.
Ooh.
And we're hosting Christmas this year, both John's family and mine.
Nice. Oh, is that a first?
It's a first, and I'm so excited.
Oh,
And not to put
good.
too much pressure on it, but I do plan on making it the best Christmas ever, so that I won't have to travel ever again.
So- They'll just all want to come back and hang out with you. And
Yeah, I definitely won't have a breakdown that makes no one want to spend it with me.
I think we talked in one of our episodes about your ability to cook. So are you going to be making a gourmet meal, making things that you've never made before?
I'm sure I will. My plan is actually to just I'm breakfast captain.
Okay.
I'm going to make everyone's breakfast. Lunch is good, but for the big heartier meals, I will be bringing in reinforcement in the form
so
of
that's smart.
my family. Absolutely.
And you know the rule of thumb, whenever you're entertaining, you never make a recipe that you've never made before.
Well, that's very limited. That's very limited. We're really limiting the things I can serve then, Michael.
Oh, God.
Everyone's having grilled cheese and
I like a
cereal.
grilled cheese sandwich. Yes. Some tomato soup. I'd be very happy. So how many people?
I think we're going to be 10 total.
Wow.
Which
Good
will
for
be
you.
really fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
Good for you.
10 people, 3 dogs. So that'll be great.
Perfect. Is everybody staying with you?
No.
Okay.
My mother is staying with us, but everyone else is staying elsewhere, which I think is, as much as I'm like, oh, everyone should be in the same place the whole time, I think it's good to walk away and take a breath.
I think so too.
And talk shit,
Yes.
Get it out of your system before we all rejoin again. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. This is total sidebar. I would love to meet your mother at some point.
Oh, my.
She sounds like an interesting cat.
In my mind, you have already met. Like,
I feel like it.
Yes.
I do.
You would like each other very much.
I do.
Yes.
Do you think that that's where your creativity comes from?
Yes. I think my
mom and dad?
Mom and dad. Yeah. Dad's creative too. They're both creative people. They wouldn't describe themselves as such, but I think, again, that's because that's like we grow out of thinking that for some reason. Some of us keep it around, but a lot of, as our guest today talks about, that we're all born with this creativity. And I think my parents are too. My mother's a wonderful writer. My dad is a wonderful cook, and he paints. When he paints, he's a wonderful painter. So they got it.
Thanks for saying that, because you're kind of reading my mind. So I saw some of your paintings this week on Instagram. You paint really, really well.
Thank you.
I'm not kidding. Like, I want you to do something for me.
I would love to.
Oh my God, I would love it. Like, if you just looked at me and like, what did you see? Like, what did you think when you saw me? But honey, I swear to God, those are beautiful pieces.
Thank you. I'm on a bit of a roll. I've been doing a few.
Oh my
God.
They're no, for real. I couldn't wait to see you because I wanted to bring that up.
Thank
and
you.
Also give you a little bit of a plug. I don't know. Do you take commissions?
I do.
Okay, so you're available.
Yes, please reach out, especially leading up to the holidays. I can do a pretty quick turnaround. Would love to help you send gifts. Although this is coming out afterwards.
It's coming out after, but we're getting ready for the next year, 2026.
For birthdays, Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day,
Memorial Day. We got reasons.
Absolutely.
So, you didn't know I was going to ask you or talk about that, but seriously, I was looking at your paintings and I was like, wow.
Thank you.
They're stunning.
Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying it. I love to do it. It's so fun.
That's what comes through.
Yeah.
They feel joyful, peaceful. They're fun.
Thank you. I appreciate. If y'all want to check them out, it's on Instagram.
I was going to say, how would people find? It's on Instagram. Who are you on Instagram?
My handle is Bente Ingrid, BenteIngrid. But most of my art is on Benda Cruz Nava, which is my mother's maiden name, and I use that
That's
for
my next
that.
question.
Yes, I was
love it.
Englestoft is like what I'm professionally known as, like writing and things, performing and stuff like that. And I was like, ooh, the artist should have like another little tag, you know?
I love the artist tag. I do. Yeah, please reach out to Benda because honestly, the work is phenomenal. It'd be a great gift, great birthday gift.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk more about other than Benda, but I'm excited about your artwork and really, I would love to have something made. So, and I'll pay for it. Happy to. So yes. So, hey, we've got a really cool episode ahead of us. Why don't we jump into it?
Let's get into it.
Success isn't just about what you build. It's about the internal framework that supports it. I'm Michael Frontier, and whether we're reading the room on the podcast, sitting for a reading, or beginning our coaching work together, my mission is the same: to help you shed old patterns and move forward with a grounded spirit and a fluid heart. When you align your intuition with your intent, you finally reclaim the lightness of your being, step into your purpose, and leave with permission. Connect with me at michaelfrontier.com. Well, we're so excited to introduce our guest today. Our guest today is Terry Opalek. Terry's an entrepreneur and co-founder of Chicago's renowned Terry's Toffee. He is a twice published author and a sought-after workshop developer and facilitator focused on integrating spirituality into everyday life. He is also an intuitive coach. He is probably one of the most eloquent speakers that I know. Terry's credentials include being a certified Reiki master. He's also a Reiki teacher, a certified herbalist, and a compassionate integrity trainer. And the best part, maybe the best part for me, is that he also happens to be my incredibly supportive partner, best friend, and husband of 35 years. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Wow, quite an introduction, Michael. Thank you, honey.
Wow, I'm so lucky to have Palm Springs' most handsome men sitting across from me today.
You're so sweet.
Welcome, Terry. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Benda. Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you both.
Yeah,
congratulations, too, to both of you for this.
Thank you
it's
so
really
much.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. I see great things unfolding for you both with this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
It feels good and it feels right.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people are hungry for what we're talking about. And so hopefully there'll be a lot more to come.
I think so.
But Terry, I actually, if you heard me introduce Terry, if anybody knows Terry, Terry's name for the longest time has been Terry Opalek. But you are now calling yourself Terry Opalek. So should I be worried? Who are you?
Gosh, I hope not. Yeah, really.
What don't I know?
Identity crisis. Yeah. So the quick story is that when I was very young, and I've had a hearing loss all my life. When I was very young, I had trouble understanding things, and I didn't know that. You just don't know that.
Yeah.
Started at a very early age. And so I always had trouble pronouncing our last name. Fast forward to, oh gosh, earlier, just maybe a month or so ago, in doing research and talking to people about my family, because the way I grew up pronounced the name was Opalek. And I learned that it's really pronounced Opalek. It's Eastern European, from what was formerly known as the country of Czechoslovakia. And so I've reclaimed this as part of I guess I am changing my identity a little bit, getting fuller, bigger.
Yes, adding to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I relate to that in that my name is Benda, but it's spelled entirely differently. And until I was in high school, I didn't correct anyone. So everyone just called me Bente. And so you can really date people based on what they call my name, how they pronounce my name.
Right. Where they are in your life journey.
Yeah. Exactly, right.
Wow. Well, my name is Michael, and I haven't done anything with it, so it's still Michael.
Well, you've got the best name on the planet, Michael Frontier.
Frontier, right? And it's not made up; it's the real thing.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But back to you. So obviously, I know you, so it's always interesting interviewing somebody that you know really well. But I want to share you with the world. I think you've got such an interesting journey, and I've witnessed all of these transitions that you've made from entrepreneurship to this deep spiritual work that you're doing. What I'm curious is, I also think you are one of the most creative people I've ever met. Have you always been this creative?
When I was, earliest memories, like 3, 4, 5 years old, I would, and Benda, you'll appreciate this, I'm sure, I would produce and star in my own shows in the garage. Where that came from is beyond. And I mean that literally, it's beyond. It is this gift that we all have, that we all are born with this, the innate capacity for creativity, which is an extension of our spiritual self, which, if you want me to go down that path, I've got a lot to say, because our spiritual self is beyond religion. It's beyond any faith tradition. It is literally, we're born with that. It's a part of our brain, lights up on our MRI when we talk about things of a spiritual nature. This is research done over decades by Dr. Lisa Miller, who's a scientist who studies spirituality. And so I believe, kind of looping back to your question, the creative force that we all have is innate in us, and that creativity comes from that.
I agree. Was your creativity encouraged as a child?
Absolutely not.
No. Where did you, I know you just said about it being innate. Where did you find that inspiration?
I think it was, gosh, that's a good question, Michael. I think it was due in part to the things that I was surrounded with. So, for example, my sister's having dolls. I was attracted to their dolls because they were pretty and you could change their clothes and do things with them, so that's just a simple example, but I think our surroundings can heavily influence that without any one person saying, oh, you should try this, or you should, consider creating that.
How did you make peace with the fact that you weren't encouraged? Did it bother you that you weren't encouraged?
That's been a lifelong journey. Yeah. Today, yes. Does the disappointment or anger or sadness emerge at times? Yes. I do intuitive coaching, and I learn from my clients. And a few years ago, one of my clients said to me, in relationship to his parents, that his childhood was their responsibility, and his adulthood is his responsibility.
That's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's really, I no longer put that little child out front unless I'm sure that it's safe.
Sure.
And boy, it's got to be safe.
Oh boy.
Well,
Yeah.
Me as a 69-year-old man, I stand up out front.
Sure. Yeah. Protecting that child that didn't feel protected.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I get the lifelong journey on that one. Thinking back then, obviously if you weren't encouraged, did you, if you were looking back, what do you think would be the biggest barriers you like self-sabotage? What did you do then that kept you from creating? Or was there something that you did that kept you from creating?
Well, the opposite of creation, destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Destructive behavior.
Sure.
Not necessarily as a child, I can really think about that, or even an adolescent, but later in life, um, late teens, early 20s, doing things of a destructive nature rather than listening to my inner knowing, my inner voice.
Yeah.
Drinking to excess or partying to excess, and other things that weren't the healthiest. Was that like, oh, I'm going to sabotage myself? No, I didn't think that way. It was just behavior that I did that was the
Sure.
opposite of what I really wanted to do.
Sure. Yeah, that unconscious behavior that we've all experienced in our 20s. And so, yeah, wow. Was there anybody in particular in your life that helped you pivot to moving in and towards intuition, creativity?
Well, the many people, including you, but I
That was
would
the right answer.
Yes.
but I would say that yes, many people, and the one that kind of jumps out the most was at the age of 45. My dad was literally on his deathbed. It's my stepdad, um, dying from cancer, and you and I had just finished The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron in a group setting, and that book was a huge pivot for me, along with the experience of him on his deathbed. The last conversation I had with him was on Thanksgiving Day, in I think 2002 or something like that. And I told him that I had just finished this great workshop and I wanted to do more creative things in my life and leave my job. And I'd been in a career of 20 years where I was making great money and, but I wasn't doing what I really wanted to be doing. Wasn't sabotage, but I wasn't doing my full self.
Sure.
And so as I shared that with him, his response was, that all sounds really great, but whatever you do, don't leave your job. And at that time, I took that like, oh, you just don't get me. Years later, I think what he was where he was really coming from is he cared about me, and to him, the security of earning a good income and all that was important.
Sure.
So Julia Cameron, The Artist's Way, was a big pivot point. But I also spirituality has been a strong force in my life since early on. And I'm going to back up and share a quick story, if that's okay. That
Sure, of course.
At the age of 15, I was coming out, and we were living in a little farm town in mid Michigan. I was coming out as gay, and I thought I was the only person. My father had just died. I was coming out, and I also got involved.
Your biological father.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also got involved in a church. And that was another big pivot point for me on this spirituality being the foundation of who I am and how do I move forward in my life. It's something that's kind of come in waves for me at an earlier age.
Sure. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, listen, everybody, we're going to have more with Terry Opalek when we return.
Hey everybody, it's Bente Englestoft. Are you familiar with that Sunday scary feeling? Me too. I'm someone who deals with anxiety, and the best thing I've found to treat it is to work with my hands. I love to make art, and so I've started the Sunday Scaries Art Club. It's an art club for adults. Find out more at Sunday Scaries Art Club on Instagram.
Hey, everybody. We're here with Terry Opalek, talking about his journey of intuition and creativity. Terry, you mentioned earlier about founding the company Terry's Toffee, which, of course, I was a part of. When you started the company, it was fascinating for me to watch you because you were so plugged in. Can you explain what it felt like for you to be that plugged in?
It felt like being plugged into a 220 outlet, like particularly that week. So from the Artist's Way, one of my practices on a daily basis for over 20 some odd years now is what's called morning pages. 3 pages, stream of consciousness, first thing in the morning. I encourage my clients to do it. I encourage anyone to do it. It's a way of getting in touch with the inner knowing. It's a way of flushing out the outer voice and getting in touch with the inner voice. And one of the things that was given to me on my morning pages is just like a lamp, we're all plugged in. We're not always turned on.
Sure. That's a great line.
Thank you. That was just given to me in journaling. And so to me, that feeling it just feels like a full expression of who I am and who I came here to be.
Well, and that whole Terry's Toffee journey was such a wild ride of, how plugged in you were and how quickly you were manifesting. I've shared this before, but so we were both working out of the house and I was just starting to read people and Terry had started Terry's Toffee, and I was watching Terry obviously in real time with his prayer requests in the morning. He needed to learn how to temper chocolate. He needed to learn how to package something. And without fail, for this one particular week or about 2 weeks or so, every single person that came to sit with me for a reading then had an answer for Terry and the direction which we were going in. And, me who does all this work, even I was in awe of what you were doing and the speed with which you were manifesting this. And it was such a great lesson for me watching somebody like literally getting out of their own way.
Synchronicity.
Big time.
Unbelievable. And
you were so clear.
And
I swear you still are, but I mean, that was a period of time that was just so special.
Michael, it was such a huge opening, and it happens all the time. And again, going back to Dr. Miller, she also is one of my teachers. And Dr. Miller, the author of The Awakened Brain, has actually studied synchronicity. And research has shown the more we pay attention to synchronicity, the more aware of it we are. But here's the thing. Synchronicity is happening around us all the time. We're just not aware of that. So when we become awake and aware to that synchronicity, that's that feeling of like, oh my God. And more just keeps unfolding. It's happening like every day right now here, present time, like
Absolutely.
Crazy little things and some big things, but it's like happening all over the place again. And I love it.
Yeah.
Do you think that the universe is trying to keep me from hearing your messages, Terry, by kicking me off? I just want to apologize to the visual viewers who keep seeing me disappear and come back. I'm now connected to the internet through my phone, so hopefully things will go smoother now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Terry.
I thought you were like levitating.
I'm like, is she ghosting me? I don't know what's going on.
I was like, I can't wait to listen to this episode.
Welcome back.
And what I didn't say.
I'm truly so sorry. And I will try and listen intelligently without knowing what you said for the last 10 minutes.
And Terry, if you don't mind, would you just explain what synchronicity is in case we've got young viewers who don't know that word?
Well, for me, my kind of definition of it is synchronicity is the universe responding to your full self, what it is, what your intention is, what your desire is. And it shows up in miraculous ways, and often more than what we might have expected. We got two things working for us as human beings. We got our brain, and then we have all these sensations.
Sure.
They're also talking more and more about sensations beyond our sixth sense, that there are many different senses. So we're just beginning to tap into this stuff. But as we get more tapped into it, as we get more plugged into it, the faster this stuff is going to build in our world today.
I think it scares people. I think when things are going well, people are not used to that. And it kind of brings up that old thought of like, when's the other shoe going to drop?
Yes.
Like, it's going too easy. It's coming too easily. It's going too well. Like, that fear-based thinking starts to pop in. It happened to me. So I'm speaking from my own experience. Years ago, it rears its ugly head every once in a while. But I think that it's important to have these conversations so people know that they're not alone, that it is natural, and we can absolutely use it. You know, Terry, on our show, we've been trying to talk about the shadow side, the things that we think are a detriment or a weakness. And now you all know I'm married to Terry. So, Terry happens to be a perfectionist. And so I'm wondering and I'm just saying that out loud, so that how has your perfectionism helped you?
Well,
it has not hindered you.
No. I'll say this. I'm a reformed perfectionist. Because,
that's true.
So I
ain't starting nothing
I like
here.
things a certain way. And
this is a happy place.
Okay, this is synchronicity.
I was looking at Terry's face and I was like, how is he receiving perfectionist?
What's going on? What's his inner voice saying now?
I weighed that question very carefully.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye. So, gosh, Michael, so here, this is synchronicity, because I was doing my journaling this morning and I was like, I wonder if Michael's going to ask me about perfectionism. And then my pen just took off and wrote a whole bunch of, can we swear?
Wow.
A whole bunch of stuff about perfectionism. So this is what came up on morning pages. I'm not kidding. I was raised in a family where perfectionism meant approval. If you did it this way, then we approve. That I never wrote that before in my life. And
that's
that
powerful.
hit me. I've got just a rush of goosebumps.
Me too.
Right
I've got
now,
goosebumps.
head to toe. That meant approval. So why, in God's name, wouldn't I want to strive for perfection in everything I do? Because that was an unconscious thing implanted in me. So I realize now, in my therapist years ago said to me, people like you matter in the world because you keep the standard high. You keep things at a level where it's not about being perfect, but it's about striving for the best. And that's how I look at this today. And there are times, for example, if you go out of town for a couple nights or something, then I do get the Q-tips out and do that deep cleaning and the edges of the corners and all that stuff. And I'm in my bliss. I put on show tunes and in my underwear, and I'm like, okay, I can use my perfectionism now. So
that's so funny.
Oh God, I appreciate it. I really do. But Thank you for sharing that, because I know, a lot of people talk about perfectionism, and we do know as perfectionists, what often happens, it's paralysis by analysis. It's overthinking. If I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it at all. And I, honest to God, think you are one of the best examples of taking the power back from any negative connotation about perfectionism, because I've watched you use it, and you are much kinder to yourself as you've matured. But I've watched you use perfectionism, and I believe it's really served you well. And I just want people to know that, like, what you perceive as a weakness or an imperfection, or we're all perfectly imperfect, but like, start embracing these little idiosyncrasies that we all carry. It's natural to you, Go ahead, Benda.
Well, no. But my question to that is, like, I completely can see how perfectionism can, like, also inhibit you, right? Boy, does that resonate? That, like,
right?
The way to, like, get everyone to like you is to do everything right immediately. Ooh. Like, and I'm very much, I don't want to do it if I'm not good at it. How do you find balance with that? Like, you say you're a recovering perfectionist. How do you know? How have you taught yourself to be like, this requires the Q-tips, this requires a little less perfection?
Yeah. But I think one of the things I am learning in that process of balancing is having silence around myself at times, which is interesting, striking me right this second. For a person with a hearing loss, silence is a gift at times. There are times where I take my hearing aids out because I want the external world to be quieter. It's too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you guys, hear out there. I don't hear all of it. But anyway, what was your question?
How do you find a balance?
Yeah, between your perfectionist side and
how do I find my way?
Yeah. How did you learn?
Start spiraling. Yeah.
How did you learn, like, what required your perfectionist touch and what things you could
silence.
be? Silence.
The silence. The silence. Wow. The silence to really to weigh things. Like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah.
Is this important? Does this matter? My eldest sister said to me years ago, always remember, people are more important than things.
Absolutely.
It's so true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just want to honor your intuition. You answered my next question, which was your hearing loss. And I've never asked you this, but I've always often been curious about how that actually helped you. You kind of touched on it.
Yeah. I mean, as a child, I knew that I didn't hear the same in each ear, but I kind of liked it because if things, like in bed at night, if I shared a bedroom with my two older brothers, so if things were too noisy or whatever, I would just lay on the side, on the good side on the pillow. So the bad side, things were very muffled. So I kind of like that.
He still does it.
I do. Well, Michael.
I get a nudge every once in a while.
Snores.
So.
Michael snores.
He says that, but I don't believe him.
That's so funny. I was gonna say, I gotta know if when you're sleeping facing Michael, if the good ear is out or not. I just gotta know.
We'll keep some things private.
Yeah, of course. They sleep in twin beds.
No.
Just
yeah. Rob and Laura Petrie.
Yeah, here we go. Bringing them back. Is there? I think. You've got a nice meditation practice. Is there something that you've done consistently that has helped you to maintain your level of spirituality and intuition and creativity?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the morning pages is really an important tool for me. My spiritual place is the gym. There is something about that is so important to me. That's my temple. That's where I go to align myself, calm myself, center myself, so that I can look at my life. We never know what's going to come up in a day. We get up in the morning, I do my journaling, I make a double shot, as flat white, and look at the beautiful mountains and do my journaling. But then the day starts, and as the day begins, we never know what can happen. A phone call about this, my CPA needs that, blah, 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 blah. And the day begins to get a little, uneven. What do I do to keep that, maintain a balance throughout the day? And one of the things I've learned is to look at the challenges, the difficulties that may arise throughout the day as opportunities to further develop and strengthen my inner knowing, and using the tools that I've developed over time to keep that balance.
Can I ask you both something about morning pages?
Sure. Yeah.
It is, so you give yourself a second to wake up and then sit and write, would you say? You go get your coffee. Okay, that makes me feel better, because I think my interpretation of morning pages was you have to sit up in your bed with eyes half closed and go to work for 15 minutes. And I'm not ready. But hearing that that it is okay to go make a coffee beforehand really is freeing, because I think there's the idea. I think people have this idea that, especially if you've been reading something like The Artist's Way or something, where you're this is the way to do it, and there's no variation on that, and there's fear, I'll get it wrong if I do it anything other than what's being said. But I wonder if you guys would agree that there is something to doing it the way that works for you. For example, I started doing journaling before bed, to just get everything out of my brain before I slept. And I know it's not quite the same goal. It's not and you started for the day, it's winding down. Is that okay? Does that count as pages?
Yes. Obviously, they're not called morning pages, but I've suggested that to people because for some of us, this is not a one size fits all. It's a great tool for everybody, but how you execute it is unique to the individual. So I can share, when I do my morning pages, I'll often start drifting into a daydream. And so I'll just close the journal and I'll just meditate, or I'll meditate first and then do the pages. So I've often done just the pages and then meditated, but throughout the years, it's evolved. And there have been mornings where it's been 3 pages of 2 words, let go. I'm not kidding. 3 pages, let go, let go, let go. It wasn't something tangible. It was just energy.
That's really helpful to hear. That's really helpful to hear. Yeah.
I write affirmations. The pages are amazing. I've done talk therapy. I've done the journaling. Got tired of telling the same story in therapy. I got tired of writing the same story in the journal. And so that's where the affirmations came in of, I am whole and perfect. I am healthy. I am wealthy. Pick something that with an I am statement, whatever works for you. But somebody gave me one. I'm going to run to my file cabinet and find it. But that, what works for you. Not everybody can sit in a chair and meditate. So I encourage people to do a walking meditation. So I'm from Chicago. It was easy to walk down by the lake, but find a green space. So anything that we're offering here, take it, use what works for you. If it doesn't work for you, it's going to make you frustrated. Don't do it. We'll find something else for you to do.
Yeah.
It's here.
I agree with everything you said. And I strongly encourage clients, if you were a client, to do it in the morning. And the reason why is there is something very magical about that time between waking up and beginning our day. So Dr. Miller, I'm going to refer to her again, we'll have to give her credit.
Yes.
In Dr. Miller's book, The Awakened Brain, she talks about awakened awareness and achieving awareness. So awakened awareness is that connection to your spiritual self, that feeling of feeling like my full self. The achieving awareness is the doing. And so Michael knows I like to edit books. I don't actually literally edit them, but
I was
I
thinking it, but I didn't say a word.
So, so I call awakened awareness is the being, to be, and achieving awareness is the doing in life.
Yes.
So in that little space of what we call time between getting up and getting into our achieving awareness, there's something very magical happening right there. And you're moving into your brain, starting to think about all the things you have to do. But before you get into the thinking and the doing, neck down, get into the feeling and write those feelings down. If you're feeling shitty or angry or sad or whatever, I mean, that stuff doesn't go away just because you went to bed.
Yeah.
You might wake up with that. So get that shit out.
Yes.
You spread enough manure and something grows.
That makes total sense. That makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that is the magic about doing morning pages in the morning. Then then you're doing the full thing. You're doing morning pages.
Yes.
They're not evening pages.
Okay. I'll switch it up.
I'm getting in a little coaching mode. Sorry.
Yes.
But yes.
That's very helpful.
Though I'm going to listen, Terry. Anything you tell me to do, I'm going to do.
I love it. Great.
So, and I just want to add to, for the person listening who doesn't feel like they can get up in the morning and do it, then I'm encouraging them to do something. So if it's at night, then start, because some people need to ease into it.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. So it's just an easy way to encourage somebody to begin a practice, because that's what's going to help heal this world.
And to your point, you're achieving something first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Which is like, and you're connected by writing it in the morning. You're I've already achieved something, and you're already connected with self before you begin your day.
Yeah.
And that's pretty powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've connected to that awakened awareness.
Yeah.
That we all have within us.
Huh. Very good. And, you mentioned that you coach people. So what does that mean, and what do you do?
So my intuitive coaching work has evolved and keeps evolving. And it's really about helping people, as I've said a number of times, get in touch with that inner knowing, that inner voice we all have. And then to do your best to live your life from that place, rather than looking out at the world that all the answers are out there. The answers are within, Michael, I learned this from you. The answers are within all of us. We all have our answers, but we often ask others, what do you think about this? Or, and just get so caught up in other people's opinions or comparing ourselves to others. Oh my God, social media. So
yeah,
we can't.
I just did a workshop on that this morning with a company in Chicago.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard. It's tough.
It's an epidemic. It's a pandemic.
Oh, big time.
It's a pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's taking us where we really don't want to go for our own well-being. The most important relationship we have is not our wife or our husband or partner. It is the relationship with yourself.
Yes.
And that inner dialogue. What is it we are telling ourselves? How are we treating ourselves? To my client, I share with my clients all the time, to be kind, gentle, and loving toward yourself first. Especially when you're having those challenging and difficult moments. That is the time when you use that mantra, to be kind, gentle, and loving.
Yes.
I make mistakes all the time. I made a mistake yesterday. I sent an invoice to the wrong email address. And, I started beating myself up, and I'm like, Terry, stop.
Yeah.
You made a mistake. It's okay. And I believe you talked about mistakes in your first episode. It's just missing the mark.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. Sin.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Sin.
Right.
That's right. Missing the mark. I fully know what you're talking about, because I've gotten in the habit of like talking to myself in those high emotional moments, as if I am talking to my inner child and being like, it's okay. That's no problem. Like, in the way that you like you wish your parents would have handled any sort of like rather than like getting mad or yelling at you, because that's the voice that you first learn, right? Like that kind
Yes.
of it kind of teaches your inner voice is how your parents speak to you, I imagine, or the people who raise you.
Yes.
And so it's really important to go, that doesn't mean it's true.
Correct.
And it's I agree. I think the biggest thing that anyone can take away from this last little section of what you're saying is like changing the way you speak to yourself. If it's
Yes.
negative, find something else. How would you tell your dear friend if they made a mistake? You wouldn't grill them about it. You'd
Exactly.
be so much kinder and try and cheer them
Yes.
up, you know?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Terry, you mentioned social media. I think social media, I love it. It's where I get my recipes. I find like different workout things to do. So that's a good thing. But I think overall, it's extremely dysregulating for a lot of people. So we can talk about that somewhere in our future. And I have another question about your coaching, because this is what fascinates me. How has your coaching work helped you?
Oh gosh. Well, so I schedule a introductory session with every client to see if it's a right fit for them. And in those 20 minutes, I share a number of things with them, including with everyone, that my hope for this work, if you decide you want to work with me, is that we can come to a place together where you are fully expressing who you came here to be on every level of your being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if they're nodding their heads, I can see that they're probably in. They're gonna work with me. The work that I do feels like me fully expressing who I came here to be at this point in my life, which means that, for example, founding Terry's Toffee, that's exactly where I was supposed to be at that time for my full expression of myself. Previous to that awakening, working in the State Chamber of Commerce field for 20 years, doing membership development, that's exactly where I was supposed to be. That was me fully expressing myself and who I came here to be at that moment. So the work that I've done has taught me to really accept where I am in my life and be glad and really grateful for that time in my life and what I'm doing, that achieving part of my life, and to I think by that acceptance and supporting myself in that, it helps to encourage me to strengthen that within myself.
When you both decided to move on from Terry's Toffee, was there any doubt, or was your connection to your own like gut, to your own intuition strong enough that you were like, oh, this is the right move, no doubt, or was there some doubt?
Yeah, we knew it was the right move.
Yeah.
If I can speak for both of us, yeah, we knew it. When we first started Terry's Toffee, we were still working out of the house. I knew one day we would sell the company.
Oh wow.
I knew beyond. It wasn't something that I thought up. It was like it's just that I heard that you will be selling this one day.
Wow.
I didn't know when, but when it came time, like I tried to sell it on my own without a broker, and we had some very close closings a couple of times, three different times.
Wow.
And yeah, and at the 11th hour, and there's so much more to this story about intuition that we don't have time to get into, but at the 11th hour, all three deals dropped. And so through some amazing synchronicity, a man came back into my life that I was friends with and introduced me to someone who he thought would be able to sell the business for us without any problem at all, and worked with that man for a year and then put the company on the market, and it was sold within 6 months. And it just, I mean, Michael, remember it did that when the day we closed, that evening, after all the buyers, all the parties involved left the store, we just cried out of joy. It was like, this is amazing. The company was never our identity. It was the vehicle that we were driving at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. What an amazing thing to have built, created, and gone through together. I mean, I'm sure there's many examples of that in your relationship, but it's what a concrete, like, physical example, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really neat and inspiring.
We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are talking to Terry Opalek. So, Terry, we mentioned in your intro that you are a workshop developer, facilitator, and helping incorporate spirituality and health. Sure, why not? Into everyday life. What are you doing with that?
Well, the workshop is a 90-minute right now online version. We also have an in-person version, and it's about helping people to. It really is in a pairing with the work I do, my own professional work, helping people to get in touch with that inner knowing, that spiritual core that we all are born with, and to live their life from that place. So it's very similar in ways to my coaching work, which I love that because it keeps me excited about it. But to be specific, I've gathered some co-facilitators to help me with the workshop, and we have worked with educators and in private K through 12 schools. We've worked with nonprofit leaders. We just did our first online version with young people. And it is really it's not a complex workshop. It's kind of like Spirituality 101, helping people to identify what it is that connects them to that spiritual self.
Yeah.
Is it walking in the woods? Is it going to the beach? Is it a religious ritual or tradition? Whatever it is.
Yeah. I imagine when y'all use the word spiritual, that can have a different effect on different people, like especially if they have like religious trauma or something like that. So it's, how do you explain the difference between your spiritual self versus like someone who is identifies as like Catholic or Jewish, or like that they have a religion and that's their spirituality? Like, are they different, or how would you explain?
Yes and no. So spirituality has really nothing to do with religion unless it does for you. Spirituality has existed. The researchers and people who do this stuff that I don't know what they do, how they do it, but they say it's been around for over 44,000 years, spirituality. Religion is not.
No, it's a blip, right? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
On the timeline of the earth. Yeah.
So religion is a way of for some people, religion is a way to connect with that spiritual essence within them, some tradition or what have you.
Yeah.
For those who, like myself, are not religious, it is, I said it, the gym, hiking in the mountains, going to the beach, having a great conversation with a friend, a true friend. So that's what does it for me.
I love that.
I do too. What's next for Terry Opalek?
Opalek.
Still struggling with that.
I had to catch myself.
I have to catch myself. I say it and then like, that's not my last name. Well, I'm a writer, and as you mentioned in the intro, that I have two pieces that have been published, and I'm working on a number of others, including a memoir in essay form. And I have been promising this for some time, but to write the story of Terry's Toffee and how that all came to be. It's
you need to write that.
Yeah,
that came through so loud this morning.
Yeah.
Yes, for real.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yes,
I didn't mean to step in, but that's a big one.
And I think also to continue doing my inner work and being kind, gentle, and loving toward myself, and forgiving myself, and encouraging myself to do these things that scare the shit out of me sometimes. So, yeah, to put my finger on one exact thing, I think it's a number of things.
And can I
As
ask?
I get older, my life gets, I want to do more.
Yeah.
Yes.
As I get older, I want to do more. I want to be in better physical condition. I want to be better spiritually. I want to be a better person. I want to live fuller as I get older. I'm not retiring.
No.
Retirement to me is when I leave the planet. That's retirement.
I agree.
You're both so lucky that you get to do something that you could, if you want to, do for as long as you want. Like,
that is so true.
Your gifts are something that won't disappear. It will actually only get stronger, I'm sure.
Correct.
As life goes on. So that's very lucky. Can I just ask, while I have both of you?
Yeah.
What is it like to live and spend your life with someone who, I almost just answered my own question in my head, but I'm going to let you answer.
Bente, tell us, what is the answer?
The answer is, no, I was thinking, like, what must it be like to live with someone that the two of you have such sensitivity to each other and everyone, but specifically to each other, and you must be so in tune with one another. And I immediately thought, as I was forming the question in my head, I was like, well, I guess that's how I am with my husband too. We're very in tune with each other. But I imagine you guys have this added layer. Do you find that is helpful, or is it actually better to just be like, I'm going to take what they say at surface value and not use my and not dig in too deep? Like, how do you find the balance to not accidentally coach each other, accidentally,
Sure.
Or is that a good thing to coach each other? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to answer your question just in a way that you didn't necessarily ask it, but it's great. Like, I genuinely like Terry.
Good.
Loving is easy for me. I love everybody, but I genuinely like Terry. I really admire him. And these are some of the words I used in our wedding vows. I think the gifts are amazing. And when we're both in sync, we can conquer the world. There's times where we both have these gifts and we haven't used them, and it hurts a little deeper because I know, as he's looking at me and I'm looking at him, I know you know better. So we've both done it. This is younger us. This is much younger, much younger. But, because we both we did our couples counseling, and, and thank God we did, because those are the tools that is the foundation for our relationship, in addition to our gifts. So working with the gifts, it's like learning how to harness the wind. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I wouldn't change it. It can be overwhelming. It's a lot of information, a lot of energy coming at us. And I don't know if I'm answering your question as best as I can. What Terry does for me, if you ever see us walking outside, Terry's often in front of me. And I'm not like a little geisha standing 10 feet behind my husband. It's just, Terry is a great blocker of energy for me, so I can assess what I'm doing and where I'm going. I started doing it. I didn't even know that I was doing it until I figured it out. I was doing it for years before I figured it out. I just always put him in front of me. And so that's kind of what our relationship is like. Like, today we're very mindful of each other. We're very thoughtful. We don't fight anymore, but we'll have like little disagreements or whatever, and we quickly start laughing. So I really don't know if I answered your question, but I mean, because there's so much there. There's a lot there that comes into play. And Terry, please take the last minute.
Well, I know we're nearly out of time.
No, we're good.
Okay. I hear you, Michael, and I never heard that about walking in front of you as an energy blocker. You never shared that with me before. I didn't know that. Interesting. So I'm going to kind of move to something else. I think we might consider, if you guys want to do it, an episode on relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
Because your question is, for me, it's not a simple answer.
No.
Yeah,
It really,
it's a great
I love
question.
the question, but it's not a simple answer, because we've had 35 years of relationship. And so our relationship is much different today than it was when oh my God, it was so much different. But there are aspects of the beginning of a relationship that still exist in the history of our relationship that we can't just completely ignore, but we also want to be cautious not to bring those things up because that's a loaded, place to go that it really has there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sensing that we're definitely going to have a Terry part 2.
I think
I
so.
think I sort of think.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'd like
I
to
certainly
do
think
regular,
so.
maybe.
No, but I need more. This is not enough for me.
We'd love it.
If you guys wouldn't mind, I would love to share something that this came up strong for me in my journaling today, in anticipation of being your guest, and thank you so much. Last year, after we made our big move from Chicago to Palm Springs and went right into a rehab, our heads were spinning and we were still moving forward. It was a very delicate, at times precarious place to be. And not without its challenges, both professionally and personally, in relationship and many things. And I sat down out on our patio to do my morning pages. And I don't know where this stuff comes from, but the first thing I wrote in my morning pages that morning was, "What's wrong with me?" And I just went on to write like all this stuff. And I closed my journal and I picked up my kind of daily meditation book, and it's called the Pivot Year. This is the book by Brianna Weiss. And it's not something you read by calendar date. It's just whenever. Mind you, it's called the Pivot Year. I've had this book for a couple of years. I have not finished it. So but I opened it up. This was day 53. The first thing, nothing is wrong with you. You are supposed to have days in which you feel so self-assured, followed by nights where you gaze into the sky and wonder if this is all there is. You are supposed to have years that feel like weeks, and weeks that feel like years. You are supposed to get rejected sometimes. You are supposed to have people disagree with you at times. You are supposed to be a little lost now and again. You are not supposed to have all of the answers. Nothing is wrong with you. Wow. Now, I can't make this shit up.
No, you
That
can't.
is what I wrote.
Wow.
And then the universe said, nothing is wrong with you. So to your listeners, nothing is wrong with you.
Right.
This is life.
That's it.
It's messy.
It's beautiful.
It's messy and it's beautiful. This is it.
Yes.
Tattoo that on my eyelids. I need to read that every day.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Wow. Terry, you're lovely.
Yeah. I'm not married to you, but I agree with that.
So are we a throuple just for this?
Yeah. Well, we got Jonathan here too, so why not? Hey, why not?
I feel like we're just getting started.
I agree.
We are. And I know you've got a busy day ahead of you. How can people find you?
I have a website, terryopalek.com. Look, I pronounced it right. Opalek, Terry, not with an I. And that's the best way to get in touch with
Beautiful.
me through the website.
So if somebody wants to hire you for coaching or a facilitation,
personal business coaching, C-suite coaching. Yes.
Yeah, you're available.
I just want to say this thing about integrating spirituality into our everyday lives. This is for everyone. This is for every sector of our society. This sounds cliche, but it is what we need today. We need this in our world today. We need this workshop. We need this work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's important.
That's what's going to bring us together. Yeah. Yeah.
And the podcast. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, okay. Hey. I know you have to go, but let me do some rapid fire questions with you.
Okay.
Can you answer? 5 questions. Don't overthink the answer. Ready?
Yeah.
What does your intuition sound like to you?
A soft, kind, encouraging voice.
Beautiful. When do you feel most in your element or connected to your inner knowing?
At the gym.
Beautiful. What's the best piece of advice your intuition ever gave you that you actually listened to?
When the rest of the world is saying, do this, and my gut is saying, don't, and I don't do it.
That's great. Is there one common belief about intuition that you'd like to debunk?
That it's woo-woo. It's not woo-woo.
No.
You got it. We all got it.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Let's listen to yourself.
Yeah.
What is one final thought or pearl of wisdom you want to leave our listeners with about trusting your gut?
Trusting your gut is, I think, the biggest form of self-love that there is.
Very good.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you both so much.
We're looking forward to having you back. There's a lot more to uncover with you.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you both so much.
Thank you,
for
honey.
having me.
Have a great day.
I appreciate it. You too. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey. I'll see you a little bit.
What a great conversation.
Terry.
What a dream.
He's a good guy.
Yes. I love y'all. I love y'all together. I love y'all apart. Yeah,
right?
we're just wonderful.
You know, what's nice is like all these light workers, these good people, we're all finding each other.
Yeah.
And it goes back to one of my favorite quotes by Ram Dass, which is, we're all just walking each other home. And to me, that's, I think, what you and I are doing here, sharing ourselves with everyone and them with us and the world. So, you know, we were talking about journaling. I just remembered that affirmation that I couldn't remember earlier. It is, universe, show me how good it gets.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
Right?
That's fantastic.
It's like, bring it on. Show me. Bring it. I'm ready.
Yes.
Right?
I agree. Can we meditate on that?
I think we can.
Yes.
Absolutely. So as long as you're not driving, close your eyes and let's get started. We'll take a big deep breath, breathing in and exhale. Again, breathing in, exhale. Always taking a moment to call in your spirit guides, feeling your body, aware of your body, feeling centered, giving yourself permission to feel freer. And just do your best to relax your mind. And just start paying attention to that voice, that calm voice that is encouraging you to be brilliant, magnificent, loving, loved. It's as if grace is washing over us, giving ourselves permission to release energy that no longer serves our highest purpose, releasing energy that never belonged to us. Giving yourself permission to release the need in me that had to make things more difficult. Releasing the need in me that has created this condition. Releasing the need in me that feared my success. Releasing the need in me that has created this condition. Feeling my body responding to these kind words. Feeling my body rejuvenating, restoring, remembering my purpose, my passion, my dreams, my desires. Working my way down into my core. I truly feel and believe that I love myself. I truly like myself. I have nothing to fear. Universe wants me to succeed, to be healthy, perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect happiness. Accepting that this is my divine right. I give thanks, and so it is.
Thank you, Michael.
Bente, thank you so much. Wow. I'm flying high.
Me too. I'm buzzing.
Man, alive. I can't wait to see who
Thank you
we
so
talk
much
to
for
next.
today.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good one.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for sitting with us today. We hope you're leaving with a little more clarity and the permission you've been looking for to create on your own terms. Remember, the clearer your intention, the faster the universe responds. To join our community or to book a private session, visit michaelfrontier.com and follow us on Instagram at michael.frontier and Bente Ingrid. Keep trusting your signal, and we'll see you next time on Reading the Room.